Wardy.
Take us away. I'm going to take us away straight away in the top. Oh my god. Just stop saying rubbish, Wardy. In the top left hand corner, the green Protoss player from Starcade. Probably favoured in this matchup. He is Sirish. I'm only saying that because it's Diamond versus Gold. I'm not trying to be harsh on our Pigsegg in the bottom right hand corner. Bugenhagen. Or Bugenhagen. But, you know, he's the underdog here, but at the same time, I'd love to see the underdog player come out and yeah, especially to take it to the ace match as well. I'd love to see Bugan come out here and make this happen. I'm gonna leave you for just a moment. I need to be over.
Yep, sure. So Forge Fast Expand going down for our Starcade player Sirush. Quite standard. No early pulls so far from Euroshopper Zerg. Sometimes on these maps, Echelon Flats, the rush distance is a little bit longer than on some of the smaller maps, but still it's one of the normal standard rush distances, sort of like Daybreak rush distance, if you would like to compare. And this looks like it is going to be a hatch first here, so well, Sirish is going to block that, of course. And why did I talk about early pools? Well, this is a really big ramp. If you open up with a 7 pool, or maybe an 8 pool, but that's cutting it a little bit close. If you open up with a 7 pool and the Protoss does not scout it in time, does not react in time, or any combination of the before mentioned, you can actually end the game right there and then, or set him so far behind that he will have a hard time recovering. So, nevertheless, we do see the hatch first going down, and followed by a pool.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Definitely not your standard.
Yeah, a lot of Zergs actually have been going a hatch first for against Protosses in this matchup. I am not entirely sure why that is. Maybe they have just figured out a way to deal with forge openings and gateway openings while going for hatch first. Could be the case. And of course, the maps are getting ever larger and larger and larger, so unless you are getting cannon rushed, well, there's no threat of any early pressure to you, right?
Yeah, just cannon rushes, man. But I mean, cannon rushes are so viable. Like okay, so a lot of pros players go Nexus first, but I mean, still, I mean, this first cannon for our Protoss player is finishing right now, and he got his gateway before it. So that forge off of a Nexus first was still early enough to be able to come and punish this hatch first. So it's still pretty risky, even if your Protoss player goes Nexus first.
Yep, definitely is.
But it's paid off here. Bugenhagen is going to get away with this, and he's taking gas. He's going to be able to start his speed very soon, and we'll see if he wants to maybe use the rest of his gas for whatever else. He's starting to get his queens to pop out first, though, and that's what's most important for him right now. Get them injects going and start running up them 2 bases.
Well, the Zerg is stockpiling quite a lot of gas, and really nothing to use that gas on so far. I was expecting very quick layer, I was expecting any number of things, but nothing is happening so far, not even the speed being started, as the gateway tech is on the way, first Stalker being made as well. No mothership core so far. So,
there's our lair. So we're going to have a pretty fast lair here, and it could mean a couple of things. It could be a rush to Swarm Host, it could be a Nidus play with them, or it could also be from Mutalisks on this map. Mutalisks, wow, so good. The base layout is fantastic for it to fly between the bases. It's such a large map as well, and they're very mobile, of course. So we'll see if that's what comes out from Isaiah playing. Still not starting at that speed, so just a slight mistake there. But other than that, he's doing a good job. Making maybe a few too many links, but again, just wants to be safe.
And we'll be seeing a
actually, against this Stargate, against this Stalker Zealot, 12 links is probably the right amount. So
yep.
Take back about that being a little bit of a mistake.
Yeah, so definitely Bugenhagen has to defend here. He has to have a very good defense. And do we have a probe? Do we have a probe with this as well? No. And now The Protoss is looking for the third base of the Zerg, and is not going to find any, and he's going to go alarm time. But look at this, game sense is tingling, Stargate already being planted even before he knew that there is no third base. And he is going to try to poke up. We do have a spine crawler just now finishing, and now okay, now he knows. Wow, there is no third base. Interestingly enough, we do not see a spire.
Oh wow!
Instead,
Wow! No, no, really?
Oh yes.
He runs all the way and then doesn't go scout. Wow, that was a big mistake. I mean, I was like, okay, so he just wants to make sure he definitely knows what's going on, but like, no, he just ran in. It was a mistake. It must have been a misclick. So, a little bit of a mistake there. Like, again, you said the Stargate is fantastic, and the reason you said that is, you know, Void Rays pretty much counter anything other than like fast Hydra pushes. So he's taking his chances, and by going Stargate, he'll be able to defend and also scout with these early Phoenix as well. So.
Well, the reason why I said it's fantastic because if the Zerg is going like, what are the builds that require you as a Zerg to stay on two bases a lot longer than usually? So it's two base Swarm Hosts, it's two base Hydra, and it's two base Mutalisks, right?
Yeah.
Nothing else comes to mind. So.
Or any kind of Roach Knight display, but I mean, it's gets kind of countered by Void Rays again. Like, it's a good way to counter pretty much all cheeses.
Yeah. So, you know, more often than not, you are going to be seeing a Spire play of two bases or Swarm Host play. So Stargate is good versus both of that to a certain degree. Obviously, ideal versus versus the Vita play.
The Phoenix is getting a little bit low. If Burgen had had the Queen targeting that would have gone down there. We do have Stalkers warping in, we do have an Immortal on the way out as well, and we do have double upgrades for our Zerg player, Roach speed as well, so double Stargate, like double Void Ray coming out. This is interesting. There's 18 Roaches come out as well, so things really starting to kind of take shape here in this game.
Well, I think those Roaches, man, we also have Immortals in production because, you know, with those Phoenixes, Siraj has not seen anything that would require him to go Colossi or any of the sort. He just saw the Roach Warren and double Ego Chambers, and that was it. So as long as he keeps enough Void Rays and Immortals alive and is very good with his force fields, he's just going to win every single engagement out there. And even going for a Twilight to be able to get Blink and continue those upgrades out of that Forge later on, and still continuing his Void Ray production. Nearly zero Stalkers, only warps some in, but quite a low amount of Stalkers. Of course, with this amount of Void Rays versus just ground units that do not hit air, it is going to be a walk in the park for him.
Burgen looks like he wants to push up the ramp here, and that's where he's going to go. Is he going to be able to get much done? Force fields go down. These Immortals are just going to put on so much damage in the Void Ray as well to these Roaches. And they're going to get more or less cleaned up. He's going to try and target down the Forge here. Is he going to get it? Yes, I think he will. With more Roaches coming in as well. So, yep. Very nice. Again, the Forge there, but the third base is going up for Sir Rush, and that's something that Burgen just hasn't been able to quite scout yet. His Overlord's just out of position. We've seen that there.
Yeah, he knows that... Oh, he doesn't. Yeah, you were right. He doesn't know the third base is up. So, we do see the Zerg player retreating, and upon seeing the Void Rays, he decided that the best answer to Stargate play, of course, are Hydras. Which I do not blame him for, because it is still the best anti-air unit the Zerg has. Corruptors just don't do enough damage fast enough, as opposed to Hydralisks. But then again, Hydras are a lot squishier than Corruptors, and you cannot morph them into Ultralisks, unlike what you can do with the Corruptors, morph them into Broodlords. Oh my god, I think I just gave David Kim an idea. I hope he doesn't follow through.
Me too. That would be horrible.
Can you imagine Hydra pushes into Ultralisk transitions? Just morph the Hydras into Ultralisks?
That'd be ridiculous, man.
That would be so funny.
It's like one moment you've got these Colossi to deal with things, and it's like, and then all of a sudden these big Ultras are like, and you're like, well, don't really need Colossi now. If only my Colossi could transform into Immortals.
True. Right, Hydra range being the first upgrade of choice, no doubt will be followed by muscular augments, but the problem is the third is for the Zerg is at 14 minutes, as we do have a clash in the center of the map, and not looking good for the Protoss actually.
Yeah, so Rush
Might
doesn't
have
really have
to-
the army. He's got no sentries. I mean, them Immortals are very, very weak, and Bugenhagen is going to just keep moving up the map. A lot of Zealots here, but honestly, Zealots don't really help against this composition, but there might just be too much Protoss.
Yeah, there
when I
is.
say
The
there might
Zealots.
just be too much Protoss there.
Yeah.
Straight up is just a little bit too much Protoss. Yeah. But he clears out the Zealots at least. The problem is he's not going to be able to take down them Immortals, them techie units. And Rush just playing very safe, just getting a few more Zealots just to tank a little bit more. One Immortal goes down. As Bugen just going to pull back now.
Very nice play there, coming out of Rush. And no doubt he is the stronger player here. He's ahead in econ, he's up on bases and has been for quite some time. He's definitely up on tech by miles, as opposed to the Zerg player. Now we have the Baneling nest coming down. What's up with those Baneling nests today? God damn it!
They're not even being used, man. Well, maybe it will be in this game, but
Maybe.
it definitely wasn't earlier. And even if it does, we already have Templar archives on the way, and you know, Storm is one of the best ways to deal with Banelings. So I'm pretty sure Rush isn't going to be caught too off guard by this.
Yep. Well, like I said, the problem is the Zerg is on a too low number of bases. He is not teching. We don't have the infestation bit down yet, even. So, for 16 minutes in-game time, that's mind-boggling. And we have Storm on the way as well. Colossus production started. And, well, the Protoss is just looking phenomenal in this game so far. Rush definitely playing the better game. And, oh my god! Oh my god! Look at the pool, Wardy! Look at the pool!
Zergman speed.
Yeah! 17 minutes into the game. It's like, well, I'm not going to be losing any Zerglings. I won't need Zergling speed. Oh, wait! My Hydras and Roaches do jack shit. I need Zergling speed.
Well, it kicks in before he attacks with the Zerglings, so
Yep.
it's okay. It's okay.
So,
And there's the Banelings, so we are going to see some Banelings coming out. It looks like he's about to direct his attack onto a third base, which doesn't exist.
Yeah, the third base is right here on the side of the map.
But, you know, he can change direction as well. We'll see where he wants to go in with this attack. You know, I'm really impressed that Bugen just keeps up in supply against his Protoss opponent here. Considering the league difference, but ignore that. Here we go and engage, and Banen's rolling in. Storms all over the Zerg army. Wow. Well, apparently it doesn't matter.
That was just, let me suicide my army into your super high efficient combined AoE, and you know.
Well, you know, there's not that much else he can do at that point. Like,
True.
realistically, in the situation he's put himself, he's a little bit too far behind to get tech out and so on. And
You know what?
Yeah.
I totally would not mind Infestor play at this point if the Zerg had enough gas for it, and I think we might see GG here in a moment. No blink here though, and the storms have been depleted, so there's just these 3 Colossi and 2 Void Rays, which, mind you, is quite a lot versus just Ling Hydra. More Banelings morphing in at the natural right now, and will Bugenhagen just give up this third base? Well, he cannot afford to, and he tries to push the Protoss back. Colossi in a very good position, high on the cliff in the back. Banelings do go off, but not enough Hydras remaining, and the Zealots and Colossi clean up everything else. And, well, this is going to be it. Euroshopper dropping out, Starcade defeating them 3-1. And, you know, they are still in this. There's the GG from Bugenhagen.